Going over to the Cultural Pod podcast, you have Democrats raging that they're against deporting folks, even if they're gang members, which, yeah, that's on track. Sounds about right. Now, this comes with thanks to End Wokeness. It's a click from MSNBC, and he says, quote, Elie Mystal has a quote about the gang members you will find interesting. And while mentally vacuous, at least he did suit up for the occasion. And I always say men look best when we suit up, obviously. So at least he did one thing right today. Short list, but he did one thing. Although perhaps it's only about 14 seconds, perhaps he'll give us an eloquent response as to why we should be upset that gang members are being deported. Well, absolutely not, but we'll hear what he has to say.
About their status. About their status. And just to slightly push back on Mark, even if you tell me that, and you prove that they're gang members, I'm not so sure that I'm okay with them being sent off to be tortured in a foreign country, but I'll leave that aside.
Tortured? They're being sent to El Salvador and other places where they came from, and the criminals are being sent to prisons in their home country. Their own laws are how they're treated, but yeah, you don't want them to be, you want them to stay here? Really? Not surprised. Got about 500,000 views and 5.9 thousand likes. One of the first comments is Clown World saying 99% of Democrats are insane. Getting 1.4 thousand likes, which, again, if you break the laws to get here and you continue to break the laws and are in a gang, he's like, oh no, it blows my mind how mentally vacuous some of these people are. Gunther Eagleman says, quote, that's what all typical traders would say, getting 498 likes. Paul Zazupa says, quote, there's no reasoning with Democrats like Elie Mystal. They just don't care about what happens to Americans, getting 331 likes. Base Electrician says, quote, even if Eli is not a gang member, I still support shipping him to a foreign country. There's a screenshot of him looking funny, getting 32 likes. I also have Gunther Eagleman saying, quote, Democrats are un-American, getting 371 likes. I Love American News says, deport every illegal. All that has to be proven is that they're here illegally. And unfortunately, it just looks like a screenshot from the TikTok or from some social media. There's no actual source noted. So take it with a grain of salt, but it's a map of the United States and it says amount of people eligible for mass deportation. And again, it looks like California has 2 million, Texas has 1.7, 5,000 in Alaska, which I was going to say, that would be a fascinating statistic. How many illegal aliens are there in Alaska? I mean, if all the illegal aliens have determination, I'd give them some kudos. Be like, you went to Alaska? Well, you got to be tough as nails to do that. Although you still broke the law, so back to Mexico or wherever you came from. That might be cruel and unusual punishment. That's an interesting thing, statistically speaking. A lot of people think, it's Mexico. It's actually countries across the globe coming from the Mexican border. The actual percentages of folks from Mexico has actually decreased throughout the years, I believe. It's actually quite interesting phenomenon. I got 228 likes. Mr. Pitbull says, quote, guide for destroying the West. It says, convince women to hate men, convince men to hate themselves, convince minorities to hate whites, convince whites to hate themselves, convince the young to be LGBTQIA+, convince the old that they are backward. Only takes one generation if done correctly. Getting 165 likes. Stanley Burnfield says, yep, keep defending gangs of illegal, violent criminals. There's a screenshot from a CNN and it says, voters view of Democrats in what? I say in country, the guy's had his blocking last part. It says lowest approval rating in ever Quinnipiac polling. Yeah. 68% of all voters disapprove of Democrats. 21% approve, which I would love to know the reasoning why they do approve. And even in the Democrat Party, 49% Democrats don't approve. So, yeah, the party's in disarray, but again, they're still winning some areas, statistically speaking, in terms of judges and Supreme Court nominees. So it'll be interesting to see if they actually changed any of their approach. But yeah, a lot of people are mentioning in the comment section they refuse to deport people who abuse women and people who abuse children. And 158 Democrats voted against that that bill that would have immediately deported those people. That got 157 likes. A lot of people are just screenshotting the guy and adding a little speech bubble saying he's retarded. But yeah, I was going to say, maybe he's, who knows, he might be an upcoming future politician. In these days, the bar's pretty low. But let me know your thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I'd really appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.